Okay, let's unpack this. It feels completely counterintuitive, doesn't it?
It really does.
We're living through this absolute boom of e-commerce. I mean, you can buy anything online these days.
Everything.
And yet you see brands that were born and raised, purely in the digital world, names like Netflix, Wayfair, Warby Parker,
Yeah, the big ones.
suddenly throwing significant resources into opening physical stores, big ones too. It just seems backward
Yeah,
almost.
it really does seem that way on the surface. Like, why pour money into brick-and-mortar spaces in an era defined by clicks and algorithms?
Exactly.
But looking at the material you shared, there's a really compelling why here. It's um it's not a random decision. These brands are approaching physical retail with a fundamentally different mission than stores of the past.
Exactly. And that difference is precisely what we're diving into today. Our mission is to dig deep into the sources you provided, the articles, the notes, to truly understand this reversal of the trend. Why are digital natives heading offline? How are they doing it differently? And, what does this tell us about the future of shopping?
And what's interesting is the language that comes up in the sources. They talk about the phygital future,
Digital.
essentially a smooth, sort of harmonious blend of the physical and the digital worlds.
Right. So it's not physical versus digital anymore. It's physical and digital, seamlessly integrated.
Exactly.
And this deep dive is going to explore how these brands are using this concept to completely redefine the purpose of a store. It's about way more than just a point of sale now.
Yeah, definitely.
These sources are our map for understanding that evolution.
And one thing that really stands out right away is this idea that, look, physical retail isn't dying. It's
Yeah.
just undergoing a massive transformation.
Being reborn, maybe.
Yeah, being reborn. The old model might be struggling, sure, but the physical space itself is being repurposed with new value.
And that term phygital really captures that rebirth, doesn't it?
It does.
It's about taking all the convenience and reach we love about e-commerce.
Hmm.
The ease of it,
And layering on the emotional depth, the sensory richness, the human connection you can only really get in person.
blurring those lines intentionally.
Yeah.
And the research is pretty clear. The future landscape isn't about one format winning out over the other. It's entirely about this fusion.
Okay, so if the goal isn't primarily just ringing up sales, what is the core purpose then?
Yeah.
What are these new physical outposts for? It seems the big shift is seeing stores less as like transactional channels
Right.
and more as platforms for brand storytelling and experience.
Yeah, historically, success for a store was measured by a pretty simple metric: revenue per square foot.
Sure, how much cash did you make?
Exactly. How much cash were you generating from that space? But the focus now, especially for these online first brands, is shifting towards things like engagement, building loyalty, and deepening brand resonance,
So the brick and mortar footprint is becoming less about the transaction itself.
much less. And much more about the overall customer experience within that space.
Precisely. Think about the Netflix plans mentioned in the sources. They're planning physical locations by the end of 2025.
Yeah, I saw that.
The goal isn't selling you DVDs, remember those?
Huh, barely.
Or even signing you up for a streaming subscription right there on the spot.
No, the idea, as I understand it, is to create these immersive experiences tied directly to their hit shows.
Exactly. Imagine stepping into the world of Stranger Things, or visiting a space inspired by The Witcher or Bridgerton.
Wow.
It's about letting fans literally walk into the worlds they've connected with on screen. The aim is to create lasting memories, to deepen those emotional bonds people have with the content,
Right?
and translate that fandom into a tangible physical interaction.
That's incredibly powerful brand marketing when you think about it.
It really is.
They're leveraging their most valuable assets, their IP, their content, the emotional capital built around it, and bringing it to life in the real world in a completely new way.
And Netflix isn't alone here. Warby Parker, you mentioned them. They started purely online selling glasses.
Right.
They're another great example discussed in the material.
Yeah.
They very successfully woven physical stores into their strategy. You could visit, you could try frames on.
Get expert fitting advice.
Yeah. And they even integrate digital tools like virtual try-ons within the store environment itself.
So it's a tactile showroom, but it's tech enhanced. That must build a lot of trust,
It does. And it reinforces their brand values in a way that purely online just couldn't.
which highlights one of the fundamental things digital shopping just can't replicate, right? The full sensory experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can see a picture, read descriptions, maybe watch a video,
Sure.
but you can't feel the texture of a fabric, See the true shade of a paint color under real light, or try on a pair of glasses to see how they actually look and feel on your face before you commit.
That's where physical stores offer something irreplaceable. They engage multiple senses all at once.
Yeah, you can sit on the sofa, feel the quality of the wood, compare colors side by side, maybe even smell a particular scent in a home store.
It's that multisensory thing. And Wayfair's big investment in physical retail, like that huge new flagship store, seems like a direct response to this need.
Definitely. That 150,000 square foot place in Wilmette, Illinois, opened in May 2024.
It sounds like a whole destination, not just a store. The note said it's much more than just furniture.
It is. It incorporates housewares, home improvement products, and even have a restaurant called The Porch.
A restaurant. Okay.
Yeah. The concept is to create a completely holistic, sort of lifestyle-driven environment.
Mm.
It's not just about browsing items. It's about full immersion into the Wayfair vision for, building and living in your home.
So they're turning the store itself into a design destination. Makes sense. Those sensory touch points, seeing how furniture looks together, feeling the quality, are so hard to convey online.
Vital for building trust.
And probably helps with upsells, nurturing brand affinity,
Mm.
all that stuff.
Right. So if the purpose is shifting from pure transaction to this experience focus,
Yeah.
how do these brands even measure if it's working? The old metric, revenue per square foot, suddenly feels, well, inadequate.
Totally inadequate. And the research points to exactly that, a whole new set of key performance indicators or KPIs that these brands are tracking now. It goes way beyond just the immediate sales figures.
Right. They're looking at things like foot traffic, simple enough, how many people are coming in.
Yeah, but also how long are people spending inside the store? Dwell time?
Are visitors interacting with the displays? Are they going to events held there?
Are they sharing photos or content from their visit on social media, that user-generated content piece?
And crucially, are these physical store visits influencing customer loyalty and repeat business down the line, even if that final purchase happens online later?
So it's all metrics centered around the experience and the engagement the space facilitates.
Exactly, rather than just the immediate sale. Apple is often cited as a company that really got this philosophy years ago.
Oh yeah, Apple stores are perfect examples of these multifunctional hubs. Yes, you can see and buy products,
Sure, the core function is still there.
but they're also essential tech support centers with the Genius Bar. And they serve as community spaces, offering workshops, educational sessions.
They fulfill multiple roles in that customer relationship, educating people, providing hands-on interaction, offering crucial service, and effectively turning customers into brand advocates, or evangelists even.
Yeah, it's clear why Apple continues to invest so heavily in their physical footprint, even with their massive online sales.
And even Amazon, the ultimate online retailer, they've been exploring various physical formats.
Right, Amazon Go, those four-star stores they closed, and of course, buying Whole Foods.
And Amazon's journey, I think, shows they learned that for a physical store to really succeed, it has to offer something the online experience doesn't, something extra.
Especially for certain categories, maybe.
Yeah, especially for categories like groceries or items people really need to touch and feel. Things like immediacy, local context, and a curated physical environment become key differentiating values.
So it really sounds like the whole philosophy behind designing these new stores is fundamentally different. It's not about maximizing shelf space or just cramming in inventory anymore.
That's right. The material strongly indicates that successful digital native brands design their physical spaces primarily around the customer, their journey, their experience.
Not around operational efficiency or inventory display first.
Exactly. Everlane is mentioned as a fascinating case study.
Oh yeah, they were initially really skeptical about physical retail, weren't they?
They were,
Hmm.
but they pivoted because their customers basically demanded it. People wanted that in-person touch point with the brand.
Interesting.
So when Everlane opened its first store back in 2017, it worked because it stayed true to their brand's minimalist, transparent aesthetic,
Okay, authenticity.
while also providing that vital customer need to actually interact with the product, feel the materials, get advice from staffing, things the website just couldn't fully deliver.
Needs that the purely online world couldn't satisfy. So these successful physical stores become, what, places for brand discovery, hubs for engagement.
Yeah, and destinations built around experience.
That's the crucial distinction, isn't it? From the old retail model that was focused almost solely on product availability and just moving inventory off the shelves.
Totally different focus. The new model is centered on how the physical space makes people feel and the deeper connection it fosters with the brand.
And importantly, these digital-first brands aren't just abandoning their tech expertise when they open physical doors.
No, not at all. They're actually weaving digital tools into the physical experience itself.
How so? Like what kinds of things?
Well, they're leveraging their digital roots to enhance the in-store visit. Think about virtual try-on mirrors or displays.
Okay, yeah.
Interactive displays may be powered by AI, offering personalized recommendations, using mobile phones for self-checkout, or just getting more product info instantly via QR codes.
Ah, okay. So blending the best of both worlds.
Exactly. This is how they create that truly seamless omni-channel experience the sources keep talking about.
Right. So you might discover something online, pop into the store to see it in person, touch it, feel it, get some advice,
Hmm.
and then maybe you complete the purchase later online from home, or maybe you buy it there, or maybe you come back later. The journey just flows.
Effortlessly, ideally, between the digital and physical worlds. It removes the friction.
Another powerful trend highlighted in the sources is using the store space itself as a place for community building through events.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's not just a place you go to buy something anymore. It's becoming a place you go to connect.
Connect with the brand, connect with other fans or users.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The research mentions brands hosting everything from new product launches right there in the store to workshops, classes, meet and greets with influencers, or collaborative events with other brands.
Right, in their retail space.
Yeah. And it encourages repeat visits, right? Even if someone isn't planning to buy that particular day.
Sure, you might go for the event.
It builds stronger emotional ties to the brand. It generates authentic word-of-mouth marketing.
And it makes the physical space feel less like just a commercial store and
Exactly.
more like a cultural gathering spot or a community hub. You see brands like Glossier and Allbirds mentioned as designing their stores with this explicitly in mind.
Part retail, part event space, part content creation studio, almost.
Okay, so summing this all up, what are the key takeaways here, especially for anyone listening who's involved in marketing or retail strategy?
Well, I think the first thing is that this return to physical isn't just nostalgia. It's a really powerful strategic play.
Right.
Physical stores offer direct sensory engagement, which we've talked about. They offer a controlled environment for telling the brand story exactly how you want it told.
Total control over the narrative.
And they provide unique data and insights about customer behavior that you simply can't capture online. How people move, what they touch, what they linger on.
That's interesting. And it's also worth noting the point made that conversion rates can often be stronger in physical spaces, especially for those high consideration purchases.
Definitely. Things like furniture, eyewear, maybe high-end electronics, where people really need to see and feel a product before buying.
But the absolute core lesson, it seems, is the need to fundamentally rethink the store's purpose.
Absolutely.
It's not primarily about the volume of sales anymore, is it? It's about creating engaging, memorable experiences that build deep, lasting loyalty over time.
That's the long game. And achieving that requires real collaboration across the whole business. Marketing, store design, operations, the digital teams.
Everyone has to be on the same page.
Yeah, everyone has to work together to ensure the physical space is a true extension of the brand and genuinely meets both customer needs and the business's strategic goals.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the single most important idea you think for people to carry forward from this?
I think it's that physical stores are definitely not relics of the past. They are evolving into these crucial pillars, maybe the new flagships of modern brand strategy.
The new flagships, I like that.
Yeah. For companies that started online, investing in brick and mortar isn't about abandoning e-commerce at all. It's about adding these vital layers of storytelling,
Yeah.
rich sensory experience, and authentic emotional engagement. Things that are incredibly difficult to replicate purely online.
Yeah, in a crowded online world that's often driven by speed and convenience above all else,
Hmm.
physical stores offer something increasingly unique and incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
Genuine human connection and tangible interaction. They bring the brand to life in a way that can leave a really powerful and lasting impression.
So the question digital-first brands seem to be asking themselves isn't really if they should open physical stores anymore,
Right.
but how they should use those physical spaces to create truly unforgettable brand moments.
Which leaves us with a thought for you, the listener, to consider. Think about a brand you know well, one that exists primarily online right now. What kind of truly unforgettable moment, driven by sensory experience and real human connection, could a physical space create specifically for that brand?